haven't done that man in like 2 fucking years, okay? Give me some credit. This is the same man who said, I'm gonna finish the Zelda Let's Play in like 2 years max. Don't worry about it. It's 2021!
I know.
Fucking sequel might be out by the end of the year.
I know.
How dare you, George?
Well, the sequel's never gonna come out.
Oh,
the sequel's not gonna come out until we're in like our 40s.
Okay, fine. You know what? We got the prequel. We got the fucking prequel. I never actually finished playing that. I should never played it at all.
Yeah, I heard it was aight.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna play it, but I'm like, I'm bored. I'm not gonna put $60 on this game.
Yeah.
That's not me. Oh, hey everyone. Joe here from ActionX.
What's up? It's just George. I'm super tired.
It's been a long day for both of us.
It's been a long day for both of us. We don't know what to eat.
But speaking of long days, long times.
Yeah.
Today is What's on the Tube's 200th episode, and we're recording it in person because after episode 100's fiasco, we're doing it live. We're doing it here. I'm touching George's leg way too much.
Yeah, we're using the nice camera too.
Oh yeah, George got a brand new 4K compatible camera. So I'm like, let's go a little fancy. Let's do it for the 200. Maybe we'll do it for the 300.
Yep.
Not the 400.
I hope we have enough battery time.
We will make it. Cause
I'm just gonna pray. Well, we know. Yeah, we have a light that shows us.
Yeah, hopefully nothing happens.
You could probably see the camera in the mirror.
Yeah,
because you could definitely see the light. You could see the pops and everything.
Yeah, I mean they see the pops always on Legend Talk, so don't worry about that. Anyway. This week, on our 200th episode, we are reviewing... Well, not really reviewing.
We're doing a little experiment, I want to say.
Yeah.
That's what I want to call it, at least. We can give it a nice clickbait title and stuff.
I have to figure that out in the next week. But, so...
You could be like, OMG, he skipped Gotham.
When George and I first became friends, we watched a little movie called Marvel Studios' Captain America: The Winter Soldier. However, later...
I'm trying to think. When was this show announced?
20 literally months after we became friends. Yeah. No, I think I got announced before we became friends.
Wow.
So there was a show being made called Gotham on Fox. And then when George and I started becoming friends, he was very slowly very against the show.
Oh yeah.
He did not like the show at all.
The moment that it was announced, I was like, this sounds stupid. And everybody was like, oh my god, a show about Jim Gordon, yay! And then it came out and everybody was like, oh, it's just a Batman show. That's what makes it bad. Like, no, the show was screwed from the start, guys.
It was.
The show was screwed from the jump.
Now, here's the thing you should know about as well. George has never seen an episode of Gotham until this recording day.
I've never seen a single episode of this show.
Until today. So the agreement was... I've seen Gotham already. I've already watched 100 episodes. I've already done everything. I'm done with the show. George is not. George has graciously agreed to watch 2 episodes. Episode 1 and episode 100. The first episode in the series finale. That's all he knows, and I'm gonna fucking explain to him everything.
So, he's seen every episode, and I've seen 2 episodes. Let's see who got it better.
Sure. Okay,
Let's see who had the better viewing experience. I wonder who.
George, I'll start like how we do our Doctor Who reviews.
Well, you actually like this show, though. That's the thing. That's why I feel like it's kind of hard to make this judgment. Because you actually like the show.
I liked it. But Joe, let me ask you to start the discussion off. What did you think of the only 2 episodes you watch of Gotham? Probably ever. You'll never watch episode 2. You never watch anything beyond it. What was your thoughts just based on episode 1 and episode 100? Were you at all curious how these characters got to episode 100?
No. I'm sorry. Yeah, this show's pretty bad, man.
When did I lose you? What moment did I lose? It's like, yeah, this is exactly what I was fearing.
Oh, what moment did you lose me?
Yeah, one moment during episode 1.
Oh, jeez. When I saw Selena Kyle.
So basically the start of the show. Not even one frame is like, Selena Kyle.
When you see this, 10-year-old kid just, jumping and doing all these things, yeah.
I will say they were really being hard in the whole, this character is going to be this character in the future. They really tried to.
You think so?
They try, Jim Gordon, Ball it's like, okay, they're basic, we kind of have, they don't need to try too hard. Then you have Nigma, Then you have Selena Kyle. You have Oswald
God.
Cobblepot, and then also, by the way, like we did with our How I Met Your Mother review, we will be spoiling everything. So if you have not yet seen Gotham, turn away. This is not the review for you. Well, not review. It's like,
or maybe it is. Who knows?
maybe we'll ruin your perception because I think one of our mutual friends, she just started Gotham. When I told you about, it, I was like, oh no.
Yeah,
I was like, oh no.
That's the thing. The show, trying to think of the nicest way that I can say this.
Oh, God.
The show should not have gotten made.
You don't think it should have gone past the pilot?
I'm really surprised that it did.
Then it went past 5 seasons. Well, it went to 5 seasons.
I'm surprised it went past the first episode.
You're surprised it got picked up for series.
I'm surprised it got picked up as a show.
And Fox put way too much money in this.
Ugh.
And then the quality went... Okay, I will say this. The quality of the writing went mediocre after season 1.
Well, that's the thing. I hate to say it, but my first impression of the show, like, it really is just mediocre.
It's not anything to write home about.
Nothing to write home about. It seems like a very generic show that you would tune into on Fox.
That just happened to star characters from the Batman lore.
Yeah, even vaguely. Not even like characters from the Batman lore, just characters that will become characters in the Batman lore.
Yeah, down the line. You never get full... Like, you get hints of it, but you don't get to see their full transformation till maybe the final episode, and it's like brief tastes, and then you're just left wondering how those characters would continue onwards after that.
It's funny, we were talking about this subject just last night, because, we usually talk till like 2 a.m. sometimes. Like true friends. We talked about how, like, Hollywood just wants to change things for no reason. Like, they just want to take something and they just want to change it and make it theirs. They want to take the credit for making something good and original instead of just sticking with the shit that already worked.
Mm-hmm.
Batman, parents get killed, he spends his whole life training, he becomes a crime fighter at night and a detective, because it's a detective concept.
But we never get those aspects in the show. Well, just letting you know, we never get those aspects.
We never get that. And, like, it's just like, why not just make that? But that's a complaint that I have with everything DC and Marvel related. It's just like, why not just stick with the shit that made it successful in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you making it? You might as well make your own property then.
Yeah, by that point, yeah, you're entirely right.
Yeah.
I view it more as this was coming. I think I don't want to blame Arrow, but like Smallville was the show that like kind of got like.
I would blame Smallville. Yeah.
You can
Smallville was like one thing. It was like generic. It was like, oh, teen drama,
with
but
Superman.
It's Superman, like. That's one thing. It's the early 2000s. I feel like you can make excuses for that.
Then Arrow came out.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of episodes. No, not a bunch. I've seen like a handful of episodes of Smallville.
I've seen all of them, by the way.
And like the show looks like it's fun.
It was fun.
Like that's it.
I think the actors were just having fun by the end. Like,
plus, Superboy was its own comic book series at one point.
Yeah.
Back when Superman was a boy doing Superman stuff. With Legion of Superheroes and all those characters. That's a thing from the lore. So at least they kind of like did something with it.
Mm.
Yeah, they still had their moments of BS, but
then Arrow came out and it's like, oh, now everyone can have their own show. Yeah. If we can make a Green Arrow show, come on, we can make a Flash show, we can make a Constantine show, we can make a young Bruce. Actually,
plus superheroes in general, like.
Oh yeah, that was like that was the guys
on the other side.
Yeah, because CG
from the other company.
Oh no, because that CG was like, oh, we can afford CG on a TV scale every week. We can do that.
Yeah,
and
it's like it's superhero stuff and comic book adaptations. It's the modern day Western where it's just like so popular, and like nobody knows why it's so popular. It's like
I guess people just inclined like, oh, we want to see like those fantastical elements in there.
Yeah,
but when it comes to Gotham, they kind of like really like try to. It wasn't great.
It feels like they're straying away from it in that first episode.
They were, because it's so...
And it wasn't even, like, trying to look like it was in the past.
That's the thing. I think
the first episode really wasn't even trying to look like it was in the past.
Mhm.
It really just looked like they came up with an idea for a TV show, slapped the Batman name on there.
I guess I don't know what the creator
I'm not trying to like bag on any creators or people who work in the industry or anything, but yeah, this was a mediocre television show.
just based on 2 episodes. You said.
Yeah.
I feel like I can agree with you.
Like
on that.
I almost like feel dirty comparing it to Batman. It's just like no.
Even the last shot.
I'm not watching a Batman show.
It's just Jim Gordon.
Yeah.
And
Kind
Bruce,
of.
and Bruce Wayne, kind of.
Kind of.
What other characters?
That's the thing. They're called those characters. They have their names, but they're not those characters.
No. I think because like they'll say like, oh, it's the prequel. Like they're not gonna be those characters yet. They will be.
Yeah,
at
but
the
I
end.
feel like that's just an excuse to make it different, to change it,
But at the
like
same,
Hollywood likes to do.
which sometimes it doesn't work, and in this case, I worked for a while, 5 seasons, 5 years. I mean, it almost
Yeah, that's the thing. People watched it. Like, I'm not gonna judge anybody for watching it. Know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think 10 million stayed around for the premiere, and then the finale only
It's
had
a lot
like
of people.
had 3, which isn't bad. I mean, it's better than the other CW shows, so
Yeah.
it's not bad. But like, I never hated the show, but I think I was starting to agree with you more when we got to season 4. It's like literally the subtitle for season 4 was Dark Knight, and Bruce was still 14, 15. I'm like, we're not even close yet,
We're
guys.
not even close to the Dark Knight yet.
You're like, why are you doing this now? And I forgot what season 5 was called. I think it was the beginning. I think I forgot what the fuck season 5 was called, because they had these subtitles like Rise of the Villain, Wrath of the Villains, Secrets Revealed or something. I forgot. Like, it's been a long fucking road. I can't remember every little detail.
I think my favorite part of watching these 2 episodes is characters in the second episode mentioning things that have happened in previous seasons, and Joseph explaining it to me, like being like, "Oh yeah, Wayne Tower got blown up. Yeah, my bad, I forgot to mention that." Like it's
Because even I forgot about it, because I was in season 2. I remember Wayne Tower got disturbed. I was like, was it Nigma? I completely forgot it was Nigma. He kidnapped the mayor, like...
Oh yeah, I mean, Edward Nigma kidnapped the mayor, by the way. Don't worry about it.
At some point, yeah. I just think...
like, all this shit happened, and it really feels like nothing happened.
I guess, because like the characters, like you see like the little sparks of them, and then when you see them in the last episode, like it's more intensified, but it's not really much different.
Yeah.
Like when you saw the first episode, when you saw Nigma, he did the riddles right off the bat, and like not even like a
it's like, wow, they weren't even like trying.
Then the next episode, the only difference is that he just wore his suit. That's it.
Yeah.
There wasn't much.
Second episode, I like that suit. That suit is easily the best part of this show.
The one suit, not
that
anything.
one suit.
That
is a nice ass suit.
I think
That's how I want to see the Riddler look. Yeah, it looks stupid. Guess what? We're making a show about Batman. A guy who dresses up as a bat. Let it be just a little bit silly.
But
not a lot of silly.
They
just
don't get
a little bit.
George.
You can have that. At least in my opinion, I think you can have that. Just an element of the fantastical.
Do you I was trying to find a good segue. Like, do you want me to tell you every single villain?
No.
Wow, not even giving me not even giving me the chance. Oh, come on, George. Don't you want to know?
I know Ra's al Ghul was in it and trained Bruce for a while, and like that's a neat idea. But that's not enough of an idea to make a show out of it.
Yeah, because I forgot. So how?
Like, there's a reason why there's flashbacks. There's a reason why we cut to when he became Batman.
We don't need a whole story of like every single moment. We just want to know like, because so how Ra's al Ghul got introduced in the show was that he had a prophecy that Bruce Wayne was going to be Batman. So it's like, I will make you the next heir. I will change the future.
God.
I'm going to change the future. Obviously,
That's so stupid.
No offense, because me and Sal last year, we did every Arrow season review. We did season 3 with their Ra's al Ghul.
So Ra's al Ghul seeked out
Bruce. Yes, Bruce
Not
never.
the other way around.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think the League of Shadows arrived. Well, the League of Assassins. They arrived in season 2 at the end as a tease, and then season 3 is like when they. It was conveniently timed because like, oh, Bruce got kidnapped by Ra's al Ghul, but no one noticed because evil Bruce Wayne took over. Oh, yeah, I forgot they had evil Bruce Wayne on the show. Hugo Strange made like a clone. No, he made a clone. Like there was a Bruce Wayne had like in the comics. Didn't he have like a brother? at some point, like a long lost like twin brother that never.
So in Court of Owls, the greatest Batman story ever. In Court of Owls, the big twist in the end is that the leader of the Court of Owls is Batman's brother. But then Batman, like, immediately the next issue was like, yeah, I did the research. I'm not your brother, man.
So
he's like, yeah, the Court of Owls was... They were tricking you. They were trying to make you feel like you were important. Because, like, the Court of Owls, like, raised him and everything there later. And it's like...
So how did
I love that. It's all... Like, in that book, it's implied that the Court of Owls killed Batman's parents. In that book, it's implied.
But in the show, they confirmed it.
He's his brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they don't give you a definite answer. But in my opinion, it just, and in a lot of other people's opinions, it just makes more sense that the twist that he isn't his brother is cooler. That they give you like a 1-2 punch, like I'm your brother, dun dun dun. No, you're not.
No,
and like it goes with the themes of that book and everything. And one of like Batman's like best lessons in Court of Owls was that like, because when he was a kid he thought the Court of Owls killed his parents because they were like a legend in the city. He thought like, oh, they killed my parents. So like he started like looking into things in there, and he realized like the guy who killed his parents was just some fucking mugger.
Yeah,
like that's the sad part. It's just like
it's not as complicated. It's just a mugging.
Sometimes life isn't complicated.
However,
sometimes life just throws you into things, and you got to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
And that's what got Bruce interested in the detective things. That's what got him interested in becoming Batman. He liked the idea of like figuring these things out. So it's almost like he's Batman. Like, the fact that his parents died from a criminal, that's only, like, part of the reason why he's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
The other part, there's more to Batman than you think. He genuinely, like, wants to do good. He genuinely wants to help people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes Batman, that's one of the reasons why Batman's interesting to me.
But
in this show,
they don't. Because, they Court of Owls were responding, so they flat out admit, we killed your parents. We hired the murderer.
I remember you telling me that. They were just like, yeah, we killed your parents. Like, wow, you're not even going to try to be subtle.
No, they didn't. I forgot how they explored. So, also, Hugo Strange, played by the amazing B.D. Wong, was in the show. Honestly, I think one of the best castings. Like, he was already, he already had that natural bald dome of a head. So it worked. I liked him as an actor. I really did.
Nice.
His storyline was... I was expecting more. Like, I don't know. I had Arkham City on the brain, so I was thinking like he was gonna be this sinister voice, but not too sinister. In the show, he doesn't really like. He looks amazing.
It always sucks when you compare one actor to another. Like, I don't think anybody's ever gonna impress me as Darkseid, because like the one from the Superman animated series
perfect.
He was just perfect. He was just that good.
Mm-hmm. But not ActionX, Justice League, I guess.
Yeah,
but so. In this,
he's a little skinny in that movie.
I've seen it. So I've seen it yet.
I mean, like, he's not skinny. He's very muscular, but it's like he's not like stout, like like in Jack Kirby's art.
Well, maybe he's not fully grown up yet. Let's use the Kong Skull. Oh, he's gonna grow up even more. Let's do that. Maybe in Justice League 2 or 3.
By the time we get to Zack Snyder's Justice League 5,
he'll be like the big macho motherfucker, that sort of thing. So they never did that. There's so many moments. Like, I genuinely like Gotham. I never loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was decent by the end of the day,
it's not like Arrow. It's not like The Flash.
Yeah, I think there was more better moments in Arrow and Flash than Gotham. Because I think after season 1, like, everyone's just kind of like, okay, you're doing your own thing. You could do your own thing.
It really didn't feel like a Batman show.
So here's the thing. I think they forced too much of the Batman elements too early on. Because I feel like by the halfway mark, it's like Bruce knows like he has this higher destiny. Mm-hmm. He has a reason to keep fighting for the city. But
do you think like in the first season they didn't try hard enough to
make it
Batman stuff? And then like later on they just like
really
went way too hard with it.
No, literally, I think in the end of season 2 or 3, he literally had Lucius Fox build him like a proto armor suit. I'm being serious. I think it was the end of season 2 and beginning of season 3. He literally had a proto Batman suit.
Wow. See, that's the thing. Why not just make him Batman?
that early on.
Yeah.
I think it's just like
I'm not saying let's have a 10-year-old as Batman, but like, you know what I mean.
I don't know, because like I distinctly remember back in the interview when they were just starting the show, the actor was vehemently hopeful, like, oh, we can go for 10 seasons, you know, then I get to actually be in the Batman suit. He never did. I think they put the cowl on him like in the finale, so it's like, okay, shoot up to here, Photoshop with the actor's body, like the adult, then like CG the lips on the freaking cowl. It's like I don't fucking know what they did. I really don't, because that was the problem.
And that one shot where he was like, "Dear Alfred, I am leaving for 10 years." Blah blah blah. You look kind of cool there.
And I would have liked to see like.
I was like, that is a young Bruce Wayne. Cool.
Finally, and we never see him again.
We never see him again.
We don't know what happened. I would love to see what happened. But no, he was like, no, let's not do it. And what was funny was that 3 weeks before we're recording this, I was on Twitter, and I just see the hashtag, Save Gotham. I'm like,
yeah, that was really funny. I was like,
no, not again.
I was like, no.
Not again.
No.
You finally got rid of the
This
show.
show sucks.
No season 6. I don't even know how you would do a season 6. Like, Bruce is gone.
Right?
Jim Gordon said, like, oh, nothing happened in the last 10 years.
The fuck you mean, save Gotham? Save it from what?
It's done. I mean, I think people were assuming, like, oh, give them a chance to tell a Batman story. I'm like,
We're gonna get a Batman story later this year.
Next year,
sorry.
In my personal opinion, is
we are getting a Batman movie later this year. Fucking Long Halloween.
Okay, I thought you meant like a live action story.
Yeah, no, that too. But I'm looking more forward to that. But it's just like, you want Batman? Go to the fucking comic book store. They have a new issue twice a month. You can literally get your Batman fix every week if you wanted to.
Well, that was
you know how many Batman books DC has out right now? Batman, Detective Comics featuring Batman and Robin, Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, Batman Dark Detective.
Done?
I feel like I'm missing one more, but there's a lot of DC
I get that. With Batman.
books that
I get that.
they're doing right now, and it's just like, people are like, oh, I want my Batman fix. We haven't gotten a good Batman thing in a while. It's just like, you're not looking. You're not looking.
No, because we had this conversation before on the podcast. Like you said, like people are too focused on the media aspect. They're not focusing on like the original source material, what they're trying to do now. With comics. I mean, no, I've read some comics.
Even like animated series. Like, remember Beware the Batman? That show got canceled so quick because no one was watching it.
Well, because people were like, what kind of show is this? Even for me,
people are just like, we want a new Batman thing. Like,
you got one.
You got one.
You didn't support it.
You didn't support it.
So that's not your fault.
Yeah.
Well, it's not anyone's fault but yourselves, because literally...
Thankfully, we're getting a new Batman animated series, though.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Kate Crusade, I can't wait.
I'm interested, because Matt Reeves is working on it.
Well, Bruce Timm, Matt Reeves, and someone else famous is working. Like, 3 iconic people are working on. Like, that's got to be the best Batman show.
I don't know why. I have a feeling that they'll go, like, a little bit of a golden age with it. Like, old Art Deco style.
I mean, that's what it looks like by the concept,
Yeah.
like the concept poster. I can't wait for that show. But yeah, Save Gotham happened. I'm like thinking...
Yeah, it's like, why?
The show ended, the cast has all moved on. I mean, even the creators are like, now they're doing the Pennyworth spinoff, so...
Yeah, that too.
Everyone's busy. Everyone's doing their own thing. There's no call to do... Because when Tom Welling was doing Crisis on Infinite Earths, he said, like, Smallville was Clark Kent's story. So you can say the same thing with Gotham. Like, Gotham was the story of leading up to the Batman. It's not about the Batman. It's leading up to the Batman.
And that's what makes it lame.
Because we don't get Batman until the very end. It's like, boom, title card, bat symbol, done, bye.
Yeah. It's like, young Superman, at least he gets some interesting stuff out of it.
I guess, but even with Smallville, I mean, that didn't really... Because, like, this was the same problem with Gotham, because everyone, like, memed around season 3 or 4. It's like, oh, all Batman's villains in this universe are going to be fucking old-timers by the time Batman gets around.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, it's fucking true. I mean, I think 85% of his Rogues Gallery got a Gotham adaptation.
Yeah.
I think the only ones
Oh yeah, Poison Ivy was in the first episode as well.
Oh, you want to know how that worked out?
How did that work out?
So she was a kid in season 1. She and Selena became best friends in season 2. And then season 3, she got this chemical in her system, so she got aged up. So
Are you kidding me?
I'm not joking. They recast, like, oh, they're recasting. Maybe the actress didn't want to do it. No, they're actually just aging her up. I'm like, why?
Wow.
Like, did we really need Poison Ivy? He's like, oh, we need sex appeal. I'm like,
damn it.
okay. The only villains I know of Batman's Lord that we didn't get in the show were Prometheus, Ratcatcher. Yeah, I didn't mention Professor Pig. We got Professor Pig.
I like Professor Pig. Professor Pig is a cool villain.
He was creepy as fuck. Like, okay, I'm not trying to do anything to you. Like, yeah, because like in the comics, like he had like the butcher gloves and he had this thing. It's always so greasy, and I'm like, it bugs me. It's like, clean your fucking arms.
Yeah.
Like, it's so greasy. He had a 3-episode arc in Gotham. I'm like, they had Firefly, but they gender bended her to a female. They had Mr. Freeze. Wait, did it? And they fucking killed Mr. Freeze. I'm like, why do you like? I loved him. I know the animated story, the animated series story, the Emmy award winning episode. Yeah, I remember that one. I know Arkham Origins adapted it, and then Arkham City's boss was like so freaking cool. And then in Gotham, they kill him off, and I'm like, why do you kill off Mr. Freeze?
Why did you make the show? That's the thing. It all goes back to why did you pick up this show?
I don't think they knew. Because, like, I'm scared, like...
They must not have, right?
Because I'm scared, like, how do you... They used all of the rogue gallery... Like, let's just imagine if, the actor, what's his... Bruce Wayne's actor?
I don't know.
It's been a lot... Oh, David, David something, I'm sorry. Sorry, actor, I'll probably meet you someday. He legit said, I hope this show goes to 10 seasons. How the fuck were you gonna take it to 10 seasons when you used everything already? Like, and it was a stupid thing. He
really did. They used everything.
Here's the funny thing.
From what I've heard. I remember when this show was coming out. See, that's the thing. I haven't watched the show, but I know so much about it. I feel like I watched it. Because so many people talked about this show, and I'm like, why?
Here's the funny thing. Season 4, they said, oh, we're adapting year 1. We're adapting elements from year 1. Season 5, we're adapting elements from year 0. How do you go backwards? Like, we're doing year 1.
Well, those two books were in two different continuities.
I know, but how do you go from 1?
It's like, so how does any of this make sense?
But just answer the question. How do we go from 1 to 0? Ow! And that's only because like they did the No Man's Land.
I don't know.
They did the No Man's Land arc for season 5. But
and that's weird. That takes place like
later on.
Yeah.
But they never introduced any of that. They didn't introduce the mutants. It was just like fuck, I don't even remember how the fuck they did season 5 now. I know there was a war. I know, and here was the cock tease for season 5. Here was the cock tease. Like season 5 kicked off with like, we're doing a war arc. We're at the big battle. I'm like, thank God we're doing a war. Okay, let's do this. Season 5 then like turns out, oh, that was a flash forward. We're gonna go back. And I was literally saying for like the penultimate episode, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Why do you cock tease us with like, I want a war arc?
It's astonishing just how lame this show is.
Like, it's good at times, but at the same time, when you really think about it, like, it makes little... Okay, how about this? Let me pitch you this. Jim Gordon, hero of Gotham, right?
I don't care already.
At the prequel mark. At the end of season 2, Hugo Strange is defeated. We defeated the big bad for the season. The day is saved. But he has these experiments, these monsters, we'll call them. They escape the city. And Bullock's like, hey, we gotta go save the people. We got monsters on the loose. Gordon's like, no, I gotta go find Lee. I'm like, there are legit monsters on the loose! Your girlfriend that you just broke up... Your girlfriend that you just broke up with like 5 weeks ago it will be fine. Save your fucking citizens. And then he becomes a bounty hunter in season 3. I'm being serious. And what makes him, okay, you only met Lee like in the last episode. They have a complex like fucking history. It's like they love each other. Gordon's
Lee?
His wife at the end of the show. When he kisses at the end of the series.
Oh, yeah.
Because his daughter's name
I remember.
Sure you do.
I literally just watched this episode and now I'm already forgetting this.
Because the way season 3 begins is that Jim casually takes his time to find Lee. He finds her legit at the moment she was getting proposed by another man. I'm like, how do you get proposed in 2 months? 2 months! Meanwhile, your city's going to shit! Like, that makes no sense! And then you come back, you take that like a big monster somehow with no powers. I don't fucking know. You go to GCPD and like, I want my money. And then like 5 episodes later, like, oh, I want to be a cop again. I'm like, but I will say this.
Go on, Joseph. I'm listening.
We're talking a lot of negatives. I have to give a shout out to Cameron. I'm gonna butcher his last name. Cameron Mon something. I'm sorry. Who played Cal in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order? Amazing actor. He played Jerome Velasca. Jeremiah Velasca, who would eventually grow up to be Joker.
Oh,
he did.
Yes,
he did a real.
You know what? I only saw him in one episode, but I actually have seen like clips and stuff, and I've seen him as
Joker,
like pictures and stuff. Not a bad actor.
He's not.
He's not a bad actor by any means. Like, I watch him and I'm like, all right,
he can be.
It's the Joker. It's a little bit of a Joker. Yeah, it's a little bit of a generic Joker, but I'll take it. It
just sucks we never got to see him in his proper form.
Yeah.
Because, so, here's the funny thing. So, Jerome was introduced season 1. People were like, another cocked. He's like, oh, here we have...
I remember you telling me about this when the series was going on. I was like, I don't care, Joseph. But I don't care, Joseph. But this is so weird. I don't care, Joseph.
But, so he got introduced. We knew he was the Joker because, like, his laugh, the iconic laugh. And then I think in season... I forgot, he began a cult. And then they were beginning this comments like, oh, anyone could be the Joker. Like, Jerome was the one who started up, but anyone could be the Joker.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's cool in theory, but the execution didn't work out.
They never called him the Joker, right?
They couldn't.
Yeah.
Because I think that like the moment they were about to call him the Joker, it's like, oh, we're gonna do a movie with the Joker. Don't even bother. Because I think this series ended the same year Joker came out. 2019, so I think they couldn't use it because this was like like the old function. Like, oh, we can't have 2 Jokers, one on TV, one movie. We can't do that. No,
that's so dumb.
I know. Now it's like, I'll do whatever the fuck you want. We'll just chalk it up to multiverse.
Yeah,
could have done that back in 2019, but
I rember there was an article about Warner Brothers considering the idea of making two different Batman movie franchises
for a bit, like one solo, one team up, or what?
No, 2 solos.
Oh, just general, like, 2
completely in 2 different universes.
I could guess that didn't go that far.
Well, like, it was an article and everybody talked about it. Like,
I think
here's one thing. Mm-hmm. I get it, like, because that's leading to what you're talking about. We can have a Joker in a TV show and a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're allowed to have that now. We're allowed to have more than one Batman.
I mean, we have 3 Batmans right now. We have technically Ben Affleck. We have Michael Keaton, who's coming back next year. We have Robert Pattinson, and then we have guy from Game of Thrones. I forgot who's playing him on Titans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
we have 4 Batmans.
I think that's what they meant by that. But like, I think people were interpreting it as like DC was gonna make 2 different Batman's like movie series.
I guess
that were not at all related to each other.
Because I think that they're
and I was like, that's a really dumb idea, guys. I think they mean this, which is the direction they're going in as a company.
I guess, but like the thing is that what's confusing is that for DC is that it could be just for Marvel.
I think the designation for the Robert Pattinson Batman movie is Earth 2.
It wasn't confirmed.
Which makes no sense because Stargirl is in that Earth, but okay.
Yeah, we're not going to see them cross over. Actually, there is a theory. There's like this like very tiny rumor that the CW wants The Rock to be Black Adam in like one of the future crossovers. I'm like, I fucking doubt you can pay his fucking fee.
No way.
They said, oh, well, he's done TV shows. He's done Young Rock. He's done WWE. So maybe he's willing to play ball. Like, fuck no.
No.
He is too big for the CW. Like, I love the CW. I review Nancy Drew. I review Walker. I review Star. I love the CW. I'm not trying to talk shit about them, but there's absolutely no way. Like, Ezra Miller
I think they blew the majority of their budget for Crisis on Infinite Earths.
On Ezra Miller. I think Mark Guggenheim said, yeah, we had to, like, chop off a couple of arms to, like, get him on. Because his fucking
I can't believe that.
Yeah, but that's Ezra Miller. Imagine The Rock.
Yeah.
There is absolutely no way. I think they'll have to cancel a whole show just to pay for his fee.
Oh my god.
That's how much he fucking charges. But anyway, back to Gotham. It turns for Jerome. But eventually they did say, yeah, he is Joker. he's gonna be.
Yeah,
Joker.
but like he died for a while, right, and then came back.
Well, what's stupid is so. Here was
Because I remember him telling me like, "Oh yeah, remember the guy who's gonna become the Joker in Gotham?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, he died." I was like,
so he was his master plan. So
"Okay."
it turns out in season 3, well, they did something smart because like people were complaining about season 2's like storylines.
That's the thing. I feel like they make the Joker seem too big, but that's just my complaint.
Yeah,
about
they
media
were.
in general.
They were
People
trying
make
to
a big deal out of
yeah,
the Joker way too much.
They were, to be honest with you, because there was like a 3-episode arc in season 3 where like there was 10 episodes, 3 episodes. They were chalking them up in like story arcs that season. I actually liked that story, that story breaking a little bit. I liked it. But when they did season 3, they did Joker, and there was like, I don't exactly remember how the fuck they did it, and it was, remember that creepy point in the comments where like, in the comics, I mean, where he actually did that thing where he like,
oh, cut off his face and everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how they did it in Gotham is that, well, Jerome was already in Arkham, but then there was like this super mega fan, like the cult of Jerome, who's like, Jerome will be back, and he couldn't get him out, so I'm like, I'm gonna take his face. So he put sedatives in him, and he cut off his face, and then when he woke up, I was like, where's my face? I'm just thinking like, what is wrong with these people? Like, I got creeped out by it, but I never read the comics, but I don't understand why he did. Never mind. I can't understand the Joker ever, so never mind. Let me rephrase that.
Well, the reason why he did that is because the New 52 was edgy and stupid.
So, like, let's rip up his face. And then, like,
Let's rip off his face.
and
That sounds cool.
and then put
Don't
it
you want that, readers?
And then put it back.
No.
Like, what is the satisfaction of that? Like, letting the blood vessels breathe?
I don't know.
I know. But, and then how he put his face back up, but somehow, magically, he's like, staple gun. Staple gun. And somehow it looks really good for an amateur with an unsanitary staple gun. It fucking worked. I'm like, okay. And oh my god, I forgot about Mad Hatter. They put Mad Hatter, and I'm like, oh my god.
Cool.
No, dude, Mad Hatter was bad. It was really bad. Like, I think they got like a big actor from another country, and like, oh my god, that was bad. I didn't like it.
Man.
But okay, so for Jerome, before I forget, he had a twin brother called Jeremy.
Of course he did.
So it's like you had the crazy brother, and you had the same brother. He was actually pretty sane. He was actually a pretty nice human being. He was like really fucking smart. And then, of course, obviously, Jerome developed his own fear gas. Well, not fear gas, is the laughing gas. And he blew it up on Jeremiah, and he became the next Joker.
Wait, so the one that's in the final episode?
That's Jeremiah.
That's Jeremiah.
Jerome died in season 3 or 4. I want to say 4.
Wow, that's so dumb.
And what was stupid, I don't remember how they did it in the show. Like, I think they just naturally bleached his skin, like with some cream or something. They didn't actually make him white. He was more smart. Like, Joker has like these different elements, like in 3 Joker. Like, there's like a gangster Joker, a comedian Joker, like sort of like
Yeah.
Jerome was sadistic. He didn't have a plan per se, but he was more like, I'm crazy. This is what I'm gonna do. I don't care about specific. Jeremiah actually had his like the smart brain in him left over from before he was insane. So he combined that. So that was like kind of the more smarter
That is
Joker.
so stupid.
I get, and then they put him in the vat, you know, in the penultimate. Like, I think Bruce and him fought,
Oh my god.
and he got thrown in the vat. Somehow he didn't die. How did he not die? I don't fucking know. Because I think he stayed there for quite a while.
After all these things happening to someone.
He's still alive.
He looks so ugly in that last episode. Oh my god.
Hey, well, I think when the promo poster for that got a reveal, and people were like, "This is."
I remember that. Yeah, everybody was like, "Ugh."
And I think the actor said we just couldn't do the green hair. Like, that was contractually not going to happen. Because, like, again, the Joker movie was going to happen. It's like, really? You make us...
DC loves to just sabotage their own things.
Yeah, it's like, it was so perfect, the suit.
Like, we know the show is not going to be good, so we're not going to let you use the Joker. It's like, why not just cancel the show then, man?
They were going to in season 4, because the ratings were getting low, and people were like, oh, please, just one more season just to wrap us up. And then there's the whole Lethal Weapon drama, because, like, I think one of the main actors, he wasn't the best person to be around with on set.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, do we do season 3 with a new actor, or do we just do Gotham season 5? It's like, okay, let's do both, but we'll do season 5. It's like, Done. We'll take it. I'm like, okay, good, because I don't expect how the fuck you're gonna do a war arc for 22 episodes.
Oh my god.
Thank God we only got 12. Thank God. Well, technically 11, but I'm like, okay, thank God, I'm done. I'll let you speak because like I got an aneurysm. I'm not even halfway done.
What do you mean you're gonna let me speak? The show's bad. What is there else to say?
I don't know. Maybe you have like some comic insight.
Not really. I don't got anything, man. It's just like...
Oh, let me ask you this question because I forgot to ask you this when this was airing. Was there ever a real Alice when Mad Hatter was involved? A real Alice?
I think.
So in Gotham.
I think there was a real Alice. I think it was that like he was. I don't remember actually. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure there was a real Alice though.
So in Gotham. we got a real Mad Hatter. And he had a real sister named Alice. He's crazy, obviously. But the thing with Alice is that she has this special blood disorder that makes people crazy if your blood comes in contact with him. I'm not joking. She has a blood disorder. Like, if her blood touches any part of your body, like an STD or something, you will get infected.
It's a crazy STD.
Basically. So she dies.
We're peeking the mic so badly. Oh my god.
It's fine.
This is great.
So they killed her off. So Mad Hatter went even more off the deep wagon. So do you remember the Fantastic Four movies? Not the 2015 version we saw. We don't want to talk about that one. The 05-07 version.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the actor played the Thing?
Yes.
He's in the show.
Okay.
Not as the Thing, but like he's in.
Yeah, he's gonna show up as the Thing, Joseph.
Yeah, like
Ben Grimm himself.
So he's on the show. Honestly, I really like the actor. He's a really cool actor.
Uh-huh.
He played him really well. Because he did that show called The Shield or something. Not Shield from Marvel, just called The Shield.
Okay.
Stupid poster, by the way. He was on the show and he was a pretty cool show character. He liked Gordon. He was actually like a tough bulldog. Like let's get shit done. Season 3 happens. He gets a freaking blood spot on his bald head. And he becomes the character, the Executioner. I'm not joking. And I'm like, who the fuck is the Executioner? And then Batwoman did their own version. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Oh my god.
I'm like, you turned a cool character into something that's not even... I don't even remember how the fuck he turned, but I'm just thinking to myself, okay, we need another villain, and we can't afford another A-list Batman villain, so why not? Let's do the Executioner. Oh, trust me, I'm not even done, George. I think we just scratched the halfway mark of this.
Oh my god.
How are you feeling, man? How are you feeling? Now that I'm like showing you like everything you missed.
I feel empty on the inside.
Oh, does it bother you that Fish Mooney dies?
Cool.
Oh god.
Who?
The Will Smith's wife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she dies. Then she comes back. Then she dies again.
Yeah, man, that's a thing, like... Ugh.
Are you tired as much as I am?
Yes.
Because like now that I'm actually processing this with someone, I'm like... But I think my ratings on this show was completely wrong. I don't know. It could be me losing it could be my allergies. I'm just losing my damn mind talking about the show.
Yeah, his allergies are acting up, by the way.
I'm fighting it really hard. I like Gotham to an extent, but I don't know. How did I survive 5 seasons of this?
I don't know, man.
Oh, we haven't talked about Bane yet.
There's a lot of bald people in the DC universe, guys.
I didn't know. They look the same, like wide, very pale, bald, and I'm just like, is that the same guy from Gotham? Did he just move on to be Tobias's Wales chump? Like, oh no, these are 2 separate actors. I'm like, okay. I didn't know. I didn't want to assume. I didn't tweet anything out because I'm just thinking to myself, I don't want to make a mistake and be called a baldness.
A baldness. Because all bald people look the same.
Well, I'm kidding. I'm joking. So, for Bane, they called him Proto Bane. He's not the real Bane. There was one of Jim's old war buddies during the war arc. I think Jim shot him with a shotgun, and he survives. And then some weird government organization like, here's a mask, and here's a breathing apparatus. You will become stronger than before. And he broke Alfred's back. Oh yeah, I forgot his back broke in there in the series.
Sure.
I'm being. I know. Actually, what was sweet was Bruce and Selina's relationship. I think they did a much better job in the show developing that.
That's one of the few things that you very rarely see in media, surprisingly. Right? Like,
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises, they had, like, a thing. That was the only movie that she was in that trilogy, so they really couldn't develop on it much.
No, yeah. Plus, they
Yeah.
they only had like a handful of scenes together. Like, they run off together. I'm like, I'm pretty sure she only knew him for like less than a week.
Yeah, right?
That doesn't really qualify. Oh, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you while we're on the lam. Well,
Yeah.
not on the lam, like trying to hide ourselves, like, out in the world. I'm like, okay, but like in this show, like they spent 5 seasons developing themselves. They had a romantic relationship at one
I
point.
feel like I have to watch the Dark Knight trilogy in order to, like, for, like, a palate cleanser.
Well, let's watch some good Batman stuff for one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they did that, and I really liked it. I really liked their relationship. It developed quite nicely. Also, Kyle Massey was one of her best friends. Corey in the House. Corey in the House.
Best anime ever.
Yeah. Oh, of course, man. Of course. It's on Disney Plus. I think it's on Disney Plus.
It is?
It should be on Disney Plus. It's
Yeah.
fucking Disney. It's got to be on Disney Plus. If it's on Disney Plus after, I'm gonna film an additional scene where I punch George in the nuts. What?
Yeah, so, like, really watching this show week to week, did it really, like, matter? Was it just another show to watch? Be honest.
I think after season 1, they were just really stretching it thin. It's weird because like they said like, oh, it's gonna be a 10-season show, and then after season 1, it kind of felt like
They just ran out of ideas.
because they blew their load. Like we had like so many amazing villains. in
That's
season-
blowing their load. What I saw earlier,
yeah.
that's blowing their load.
They introduced.
They didn't have a load to blow.
They had Harvey Dent. Well, here's the shitty thing about Harvey Dent. That's the one character they barely touched. Okay, thank God they didn't touch upon Two-Face.
Thank God.
Because like he was in season 1, they were setting him up for like having that dual identity, and they just forgot about him.
That-
They just forgot about him. Like, oh yeah, he went to another.
That's
town.
probably another rights thing. DC was probably like, can't use Two-Face.
No, I think they said like we just didn't have any room to fit. Like really, you didn't have room to fit Harvey Dent in your. They didn't do Hush. Thank God. I was like, oh, thank God. Yeah, I'm like, okay, good. That's a good storyline, but they never did it. I mean, they kind of did it with the evil Bruce Wayne stuff. I'm like, okay, it wasn't really Hush.
Yeah.
It's like a different character. But no, like, season 1, they did like so many, like they did Scarecrow, they set up Hugo Strange, they set up Arkham Asylum, Joker, obviously, Penguin, Riddler, Catwoman, Balloon Man. There was a episode. Here's amazing.
Wow.
Episode 1, Pilot. Episode 2, Sleek Kyle. Episode 3, Balloon Man. There's a villain.
Yes. Everyone's most deadly enemy.
Balloon Man. That was. I completely forgot the plot for that. We did get Man Bat at one point.
Weird.
Oh, there wasn't. It was one of the monsters from Hugo Strange that just
Okay.
happened to look like a bat man.
Oh, that's where Bruce got the idea from, I see.
Yeah. Oh, we did get Vicky Vale's sister, Valerie Vale.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, I remember. That was a stupid fucking arc. So after Jim failed to get Lee, which kind of like as a representation of my current love life, he found someone else, another reporter, hotshot reporter. She wore a lot of red, which I respect that. And then I don't remember who the villain was. They captured him, Lee, and Valerie on gunpoint, and Bruce had a choice like, oh, you can only save one of them. He saved No, he said like, who do you want to kill?
Ah.
He's like basically like, who do you want to save? It's like Lee. He's like, okay. He killed the other girl. I'm like, oh fuck, you fucked up so bad. That was like and they had such a great actress.
I hate stuff like that.
Do you know the actress Jamie Chung?
Yeah.
She played Valerie.
Wow.
And they killed her off. I mean, she could have been a great.
Jamie Chung needs better work.
She was on The Gifted. I think I canceled up the 2 seasons. She was in Dragon Ball Evolution. I feel so sorry for her. Like, honestly, I want her to do. I'm pretty sure she's been on a successful show at some point. I'm pretty sure.
Probably, and like she's probably like fine money wise.
Oh yeah, she's been on so
Probably
many.
doesn't need to work anymore.
Actually, it's kind of expensive. LA, it's expensive. I'm kidding. I'm sure. I don't know how expensive LA is. I'll never live there. But
I'll never live in LA.
it just makes no sense because like they introduced so many great characters, and oh yeah, Montoya doesn't come back after season 1. The one you saw in the first episode. Like I know she's like a big Batman character in the comics, but like
Renee Montoya.
Yeah,
she's the second question. Yeah.
Well, they never do anything with her on that. She just leaves after
Cool.
season 1. I think they just said, oh, she transferred.
It's probably because they never introduced the first question.
Wait, did they?
Picture Sage.
No. Oh no. We already had one victor, but it's so weird, like how much they managed to cover. But like, no, to answer your question, yeah, after season 1, like season 2, I forgot how they did week 2. I remember the overarching plot. I don't remember the specifics. Maybe I don't want to.
You watched the show when it first premiered, didn't you?
I watched every episode live.
That's insane.
I know it's insane.
Why?
I kept sending you like the fucking announcement, renew for season 2, renew for season 3, and George was like,
and I was like, okay.
How? This could go on forever. Thankfully, it ended after season 5. Well, okay, be honest. Be honest. What was your reaction when I sent you? Okay, they renewed it for the final season.
I don't want to hurt your feelings.
I don't care. The show's over.
I don't want to hurt your feelings.
The show's over.
I didn't give a shit.
What was your reaction? Like,
it's like my reaction for every season getting renewed was like when the show first got announced. Oh, that's a dumb idea. It'll never go anywhere.
And then it really did. I think I don't remember how the Court of Hours storyline did. I think it was like Jim had an uncle named Frank. Let's just say Frank. And he was part of the Court of Hours. Like, okay, Jim, you're going to be a Court of Hours member too. I don't fucking know how. And then the court, it's always like they had some sort of higher boss. Like there was Fish, and then there was the Falcons, and then there was the Court of Hours, then there was the League of Assassins. And I'm like, oh my god, who's next? Who's the next biggest villain we have to find? Like, thankfully, League was. Also, the League, very poorly done. It did, like, I forgot to mention it, when we did Arrow Season 3, that review with Sal. I don't mean disrespect to actors. I really don't, because they do...
Neither do I. I'm not blaming anybody that's working on the show. The show is just stupid.
I think... I didn't like Raish from Season 3, but he did a better job than this Raish. Like, no offense, like, I think Liam Neeson set the bar too high.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the problem, because and even Liam Neeson, like I said this in Arrow, like, Liam Neeson briefly considered, yeah, I would reprise the role in Arrow.
Really? Wow.
Well, he legit said, yeah, I would do it again if they offered me, and they offered and say, oh, sorry, I'm doing a movie. So I was like, okay, we were close. He was actually willing to, like, read the scripts. Maybe he would have made the season better. But I didn't like it because, like, they just...
Well, you know what they need? They need an actual Middle Eastern guy to play Ra's al Ghul.
And they never did.
They never did.
In 2020, in the last 2 decades, we've only seen 3.
That's the problem. We need, like, an actual Middle Eastern Ra's al Ghul.
We had a British guy. We had an Australian guy. I forgot who the fuck the third one was. I didn't even care. I'll be honest. Like, I looked at him like, you're not Ra's. You're not Ra's.
Yeah.
You don't have the body for Ra's. You don't have the...
Even looking at, like, Liam Neeson, it's just like, all right,
you can see him
don't
as
look like him, but sure, I'll take it.
Yeah, and I know in the comics, like, he's much more profound, much more like a bigger villain.
Yeah,
but
he's also immortal.
Yeah, that too. And they never touched upon that in, like, I think often say
anything.
Like they did, like they had a very shitty way to, like, kill Ra's once and for all. It was like, oh, it wasn't Bruce Wayne supposed to kill; it was Barbara. I'm like, why? Like, why do you kill him so early? Because he was a great... Again, I know I shouldn't be comparing to the Arkham games, because those are video games, but Arkham did such a better job with it.
That's the thing, everything has done a better job with everybody in this series, and just, like...
Like, it's...
I don't care.
Like, I know, like, Smallville did better.
It's gonna leave my brain as soon as I, like...
finish this review.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Keep in mind, like...
You know what it is, Joseph? We live in an age now where, like, TV shows are just getting that much closer to movie budgets and movie quality.
That these don't matter.
Nowadays, like, back in the day, it was like, okay, if you want to tell a bigger story, you go for a movie, but you have less time. With television, you have more time,
but less money,
but way less money. So you have to do a much smaller scale story.
But you're getting to the halfway mark now.
We're getting to a bit of a halfway mark now. I still prefer movies as a form of storytelling, but I like television. It's nice. Depending on the story, a story sometimes works better as a TV show or a film.
I feel like...
And it's just like, we don't live in an age anymore where it's like, oh, we gotta make some sort of bullshit storyline to keep those people entertained, so that way we can get renewed for another season and still keep our desperate jobs. Like, oh, the crumbs. Please, somebody, watch our show, damn it. But this show makes no sense. I don't care. You know, nobody cares whether back in the day, like, nobody gave a shit whether a show was good or not. That's why, like, shows like Twin Peaks back in the 90s, or like nowadays, like Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead. That's why shows like that really took people by storm, because they were just focused on making a good story.
Well, those shows eventually peaked off and fucked up. So.
And they did, but what I'm saying is, like, this show, it really does feel like one of the last of those shows, where it just feels like...
We're getting there. Like,
It just feels like bullshit. It just feels like junk food.
I guess...
Not even like the junk food that you like. It's not even McDonald's. It's like Hardee's.
Because something you said...
Alright, Hardee's is alright. I
never
had it one time. I was like, I kind of like it.
Never had Hardee's.
But yeah.
But here's the thing that you said this to me. I don't remember if it was a podcast or it was on just me and you bullshitting around at some point in a Discord call somewhere or Skype. You distinctly remember you always wanted to see a Batman show.
Yeah.
A true...
And you know what? The thing is, like, I kind of shut up about that eventually, because you know what? Like, the thing is, we have the Batman animated series.
You can watch that.
You can just watch that.
But you want something live action. You want something like...
I love something live action, like, every episode is like a different detective mystery.
Mm-hmm. I would like that too. I would actually be like, I like the action stuff, but I would definitely jump with it. That's why I'm excited for the movie, the Robert Pattinson movie in 2022.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that. I feel like the thing is that we're getting to that point where it's like, because I think we're just in a new, like you said, a new era of like storytelling where we have more options, because like there was only two ways you could tell this story avenue on live action. You could either do it on the big screen or you could do it on your TV screen. Mm-hmm. You didn't have really another medium. Now we have streaming services, and what Marvel Studios is doing with, you know, WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, now Loki, like they're telling these movie level stories, but they're like, so okay, we can't do these.
But they're doing that week to week.
Yeah, and it works,
and with a longer time frame
and bigger budgets.
Yeah.
It's not 100%. It's like 90% movie quality, but I'm like, hey, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I will take that any day of the way. And DC's starting to do their own with Peacemaker, another Gotham-esque show.
Well, they're also doing it with animated series, too.
No, yeah, I know that. I get that, too. But like in terms of like the live action meaning, like we can get to that point where it's like, okay, we don't need 22 episodes anymore.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are begging everyone. Like, I think the CW is like now the very last network that are still doing that. And they're begging, they're like, please, we cannot do these long seasons anymore. Because it's just getting so hard to tell. Like, The Flash season 1 was the pinnacle.
That's why Superman and Lois is so good, because they have to make it good. They have to compete with everybody.
That's what they said. They literally said, we're competing against movies and these new streaming services. We have to compete. We can't do another Batwoman. We can't do another Legend. We can't do another... We can't do the old style anymore, because those are going away. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually curious to see what Naomi's going to do.
Yeah, right.
She got picked up, and
it's interesting.
I'm hopeful that, you know... So I feel like we're getting somewhere. I feel like... I don't think you can tell these stories anymore in 20-plus episodes anymore. You can't.
You can't.
Even Gotham knew, like, yeah, fuck, we cannot tell anything over. Like, they did, like, story chunks. They did 10 episodes of this storyline, then 12 episodes of this.
I think what you're talking about is that it's more like... It's a fundamental problem with the industry. The TV industry. It just doesn't work anymore.
Mm.
You're not going to get success off of the TV industry the same way that you used to.
Back in the day.
It's just not going to work.
Do you believe now less is more than more is more? Because, like, back in the day... So, it's like back
English?
when shows like Cheers, when, like, you know, Friends, like all the big show back in the 80s, and like you wanted more episodes. People want to see more of that. That nowadays people are clamoring, can we get less? Because there's just so much.
I see what you mean.
Because like Superman and Lois, for example, like the more recent contextualized for DC, when they were going to stick with their team, but CI's like, no, you're a success. Can we please do more? It's like, we'll give you 2 more. That's it. We could have gotten 5 more. It was like, we don't want to stretch our story too thin. Yeah. We could do 2 more episodes. This storyline, like that's.
I think it depends on the show, because like Invincible,
was 8, right?
The biggest success of of television in like how long? Yeah.
No, I heard great things about that show.
It is great. You know why? Because it's accurate.
they perfectly adapted everything that needs to be covered.
Yeah.
They never go over and they never go under.
Yeah, they didn't try doing their own bullshit with it. They are just taking the story and putting it into TV form.
And
That's
properly.
pretty much the biggest reason why it's successful. But I remember Robert Kirkman was talking about like how many seasons is the show gonna get. It got renewed for seasons 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And Robert Kirkman, he was being legit. He was being perfectly, transparent and honest with his fans. He was like, "Listen, I think we're gonna get like 4 to 5 seasons, probably, and we could probably do the whole story in 4 to 5 seasons. But we're really gonna try to get over 7 seasons. We're gonna try to get over 7 seasons because the story will have more time to really flesh everything out in that regard. If we can't, he was basically saying we can do it in 4 to 5 seasons, but if
they
we
allow,
had 7,
we can do more.
Then it'll be better.
Because I feel like it depends on the.
And I'll take it.
I think it depends on the medium. Because the comics, you have a very not limited format, but it's like there's only so much pace you can do in like certain issues or in manga, certain chapters. Yeah. There's only so much you can do when you adapt.
That's the thing. Japan has been doing it right for years now
with animes.
Like they're way ahead of the game.
Well, modern anime. Back then, like no, like let's do filler.
Yeah, filler.
Okay, I'm done there. But when it came to now going here, I feel like finally we're getting to see that transition from. Seeing that live action adaptations of shows, they're starting to like work out evenly in the storytelling, and like okay, this season will take like a certain amount of time, and I like that. I really want because like me, I watch way too many fucking shows right now, so I'm like, can I really do another Flash season for like 22 episodes? I can't, but. Flash is doing okay. We're doing 18 episodes, but you got like, hey, you got 7 story here, so it's like when that wraps up, if I want to take a little bit of a break, I'm like, yeah, I could, and then it won't be that.
Well, also, the Flash is more of a casual show, right?
Yeah, because like the Reverse Flash stuff is done, Zoom's done, like all the big stuff is gone. Like we're getting Godspeed next, but I'm like,
Godspeed. Yeah, it's more fun. It's not like the stakes don't seem as big.
Not anymore, no. I feel like season 1, season 2 was like the height. Like season 3 is kind of like where it kind of like started to dip. Season 4 was like, okay, that's a whole nother show for me and Sarah to do another time. But to go back to kind of wrap up Gotham, because I feel like we covered all of our bases here with this review conversation thingamabog as a
experiment.
The experiment that is Gotham. The Gotham experiment.
The Gotham experiment.
I feel like for me, as a fan who's watched all 100 episodes, who sit around for 5 years watching this story develop, quote unquote, I will say it has good moments. I feel like if you want to take away the main takeaways that
you get something out of it.
I guess, because I don't think there's ever been like a memorable, like, oh, this character was meant to play this character. Because, like, no offense, like an RDJ to Iron Man or to a, I forgot. A Hugh Jackman to Wolverine. Like, I don't think Gotham's ever had that one character. No offense to the actor. I feel like they did all amazing. They did the best they could with the scripts they were given. I think they did the best they could with what they had, and I respect and appreciate that. But I feel like you could have recast it with any other actor. I wouldn't have noticed the wiser. And I don't mean that to say that as a shitty thing, that they wasted their time for 5 years and their time didn't matter. I'm not trying to say that at all. I'm just saying is that nothing stood out in the end. Gotham ended, and watching it with you again today, those 2 episodes, like a lot of the memories came flooding back, but will they stick around after this point? I highly doubt it. I will gladly rewatch the show again in maybe 10, 15 years when my son's like, son, this is how they stretched the Batman story a lot. Please, we will never watch this again. I will put it back in our collection slot, and we will never tell your mother about this again. That was what I'm hopeful to see in the future. But meanwhile, in this instance, honestly, I think it was okay at the end of the day. Beyond that, if they were to remake this, please don't remake it.
No, they never will.
I mean, well, we got the HBO Max GCPD show coming out, right? But that's gonna be different.
Yeah, I feel like that'll be different though. I feel like at least with that, you'll have something to work off of.
Will we get Robert Pattinson
You
as
know,
Batman?
like, what happens when Batman's not around? Like that. It's like, what's Gotham like when you're not following Batman as the main character?
Mm-hmm. You follow someone else.
Yeah. At least there's like
Potential.
you can get like maybe six episodes out of that.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be what HBO Max is gonna offer.
Probably.
I don't mind that. I'm actually curious to see how a bigger budget Gotham will be like.
Yeah.
A smaller, like, how will that storyline be? How will it tie into the movies? Like, I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm willing to do Gotham again, not this show. Like, no,
You know, with that, of course, like, you know what I'm looking forward to the most with DC right now. I want to see Robert Pattinson as Batman, and I want to see the Green Lantern series.
Oh yeah.
You know, like, those are really, like, if we're talking about, like, multimedia, not comics and everything, like, that is what I want to see the most. Because, you know, I talked about how you can get your Batman fix all the time. I did say that,
But
so I'm not a full hypocrite. But
you want that Green Lantern.
well, no. I'm saying I am a little bit of a hypocrite. But to be fair, Dark Knight Rises came out in 2013?
12.
No, 2012. Yeah, it'll
Be a decade.
it'll have been a decade since we have gotten
A proper solo Batman. Not
Yeah.
Batman v Superman, not Justice League. A proper
since
solo.
like a Batman movie.
And I'm excited. I can't wait to
And yeah, no, that's a milestone. That'll be
worth it.
awesome.
It's gonna be worth it.
It's gonna be
We I mean, to be fair, we would have been seeing it next month had COVID not happened.
yeah,
It was
but
gonna come out.
you
But
know, that's
it's fine. Like, take more time as needed. The movie's shot and done. I can't wait to see the final product. I will say I'm excited for that Batman movie. I really am. Like, that's gonna be so. Like, I really hope it's gonna be its own thing.
yeah.
Like, I
It
trust.
looks like they're genuinely putting some effort into it.
Matt Reeves. You can trust him.
Yeah.
I believe in Matt Reeves. Bruno Heller, the creator for this show. Hopefully Pennyworth's doing well. Question mark?
Question mark.
I have not seen anything beyond the first 3 episodes of Pennyworth because I don't have stars. But I have to get stars soon because we're going to be... also, yeah, the Slay of the Channel should be... we're reviewing Hughes in August on just me doing that. So I have to get stars again.
Mhm.
So I will be finishing up Pennyworth. I'll let George know how it goes. Because basically, here's the pitch for Pennyworth. Alfred in World War II time.
Oh my god.
Well, post World War II time. That's a confusing thing. That's really confusing. I don't. London, Bruce Wayne. I mean, not Bruce Wayne. Thomas Wayne, Martha Kent. I'm like, when Martha. I forgot the fucking. I forgot. I'm tired. Let's just end it here before I lose my brain anymore.
It's been a good 200 episodes.
It's been 200. George, thank you so
It's been
much.
a good 200. Till the next 100.
Oh, you didn't do the Cheers reference. Thank you for 200. We'll see you in 400.
Ah, yes.
This is the part where like, are we gonna do 200 more? You bet your ass we do 200 more. We got so much more shit to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Before I get to my usual rigmarole, George. And
Wait, so the Doctor Who reviews are part of what's on the tube, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
I will get to that in the end. But George, before I get to our major ending rigmarole this summer, George, pimp out your stuff because it's been a long time since you've been.
You can find me on twitter.com at itsjustgeorge98. You can find this guy at
Joseph_Prano on Twitter.
And on Line Webtoon, you can find Typical Campus, and you can subscribe to it because I know you're gonna love it already.
Oh yeah, please. We're getting to 69 soon. I can't wait.
Yep, and you can subscribe to ActionX
on youtube.com/ActionX.
Hit subscribe, hit likes. I don't care really what.
Wow.
Do what you want to.
Wow. Okay, sure that, George. Fine. I'll think about that when I'm doing my massive ending roll. Because if you're unaware of this, has been What's in the Two from ActionX, talking about Gotham, our little Gotham experiment, as we'll like to call it.
This was fun.
It was really fun. I can't.
It was a lot.
I have
fun.
a really fun idea.
Just making fun of this show for like 2 hours.
I have a really fun idea for 300. Well, I already told you about it. I'll tell the other 2 later on. But if you're unaware, if you want to see more of What's in the Tube, besides these big anniversary, like big milestone episode, currently we're doing Nancy Drew season 2 episode reviews each and every Thursday mornings after a brand new episode on Wednesday nights on the CW, or free the next day on the CW app. We have currently, at the time of this airing, we have wrapped season 2 reviews. We're currently going to a season 2 season review, non-spoiler. Then the next week we're doing a season 3 predictions video. We're also doing Walker episode reviews each and every Friday mornings after a brand new episode on Thursday nights on the CW, or free the next day on the CW app. We're back this Thursday with a new episode of Walker, so we'll be back this Friday on our normal time slot of Friday mornings. We are also doing High School Musical, the musical, the series season 2 episode reviews each and every Saturday mornings after a brand new episode on Fridays.
How do you have the time?
I don't know, George.
How do you have the time?
To do they used to do 4 reviews in a week. Well, Rookie's wrapped up, thankfully.
Okay.
Thankfully wrapped up. And for this lovable man, you can find him on the ActionX podcast whenever that comes back. He will return to What's in the Two later this year, this November to be specific, for every Doctor Who series review part dos, the Matt Smith run, this November. So stay tuned for that. But George will be popping in and out on the other stuff when you see it. But if you guaranteed he'll be back in November, we're going to start
Check
recording.
out my Godzilla review.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I haven't even seen that yet.
Yeah.
It's been a very tiring 36 hours. I'm exhausted. I apologize.
All right.
But again, if you don't know what this has been, What's in the Two from ActionX, if you want to see more, please subscribe to ActionX on youtube.com/ActionX. Ring that bell for notification when our next overall episode is live, which is usually every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday mornings. Hit the bell to stay up to date with anything. Like, favorite, share if you want to. It helps us get us out there to other people who have yet to discover us. Helps us beat up that YouTube algorithm I hate so very damn much. And sharing is always for free on the web. Follow us on social media to stay up to date with any sort of updates for the channel. But until then, stay safe out there. Be good to each other. Hopefully we'll see you in the next 100 reviews to come. But until then, peace out. Oh,